Welcome to the Danger Zone episode 2. Thank you for joining us. I have JChell22 up here. We got SupaPhill.
Yo.
How we doing, boys? My name's
Fantastic.
Sharpie, by the way.
Oh,
You didn't know that?
I'm allowed to answer now?
Yeah, go for it. Go for
Okay,
it.
yeah, no, I'm really good, man. How are you?
I'm good too, man. I'm excited. It's a hot day here in sunny Australia, Melbourne. I've got the fan on me. That's actually doing like a great job. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's not picking up on the mic, so we're all good.
I can't hear it.
Fantastic.
Do you have the fan water spray combo?
Oh, that would be good, but unnecessary right now.
I've got my ducted evaporative cooling on, which is really nice.
Damn.
Got installed last week, so I've been living the dream.
I was gonna say, like, didn't you didn't have that as soon as you moved in, did you?
No, it was advertised with the rental, and we got in and we're like, the heating and the cooling both don't work. And then the guy came out to look at the heating. He's like, there is no cooling. They never told me to install it.
Wow.
So it took like over a month. It got installed last Thursday, but it's really good. Got in just before like all the hot weather, so worked out okay.
That's not bad then.
Yeah.
So, what do we all do today? What do we get up to?
Oh, I had a day off work, and my day was not a good day. Like it was a good day, but it was not a good day because it was unproductive. It was like it was a 2 bowl of cereal kind of day. You know what I mean?
It
was one of those.
Then have a bowl of cereal, and then after lunch have one anyway.
It was one of those.
Did you play heaps of Halo?
I didn't play heaps, but I did put a dint in it.
There's define heaps.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how could it be a bad day if you actually played Halo?
No, it was good because the girls had daycare. The wife, she came home as they were going to daycare because she was out in the hospital helping deliver a baby.
Ooh.
Yeah, so she had a wild night. She was very tired. She went straight to bed.
Where'd she deliver her to?
Just down the street.
And child trafficking, isn't that like?
Yeah, it's alright.
Illegal?
Don't worry about it.
Shh.
And then she went to bed, and then I got on some Halo, and I was like, I'm too tired. Then I fell asleep, and then I woke up, and I mean, it was just unproductive, and I could have gotten more things done, but here we are. What about you, Phil?
So yeah, you had a nice nana.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I stayed up till like 2 a.m. last night. It was not good.
Really?
Yeah.
The heat that was yesterday actually knocked me out a bit for some, and I reckon it was part of the reason I was still sort of getting over the hangover that I copped on Saturday night. So the heat pushed me away yesterday, and because of that, I had a mad nap after work yesterday, and then didn't get much sleep last night. So I was tired after work today, but work today was good. I'm working with a girl named Debbie, and she's 44, and she's never been around heavy machinery before.
Oh,
So
great.
It's weird. It's like sort of working with like a lady who's like my mum's age, but I'm like training her up like she's my junior, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It's a weird dynamic there when you have to do that.
Yeah, it is, and especially like normally like in the construction industry, when you're training someone, it's sort of like you're used to training someone either your age or younger than you, and they're normally male.
And if not, they've got a bit of experience.
Yeah, or even but she's like female and twice my age, and like it's cool, it's different, it's unique. So yeah, I find that she's awesome, like to work with, and like if I'm explaining things, she's attentive and gets it first go, and I show her something and she picks it up really quick, which is good. But then like after when we finish, it's like she's the boss because she's like, you know what I mean? She's like my mum's, you know what I mean? Like so.
Does she give off mum vibes?
Yeah, a bit, yeah. So you're normally not used to that when working in construction for a little while. So so work was good, and then came home, had a nan in that for about half an hour or so, and then had some salmon for dinner, salmon and some salad, which was nice.
Any taters?
Hey,
any taters with that?
I did, yeah,
salmon?
a little bit of mashed potato, but I wasn't feeling the potato today. Yeah,
Oh,
I don't know why. Like I normally like lap it up and like I'm putting like gravy.
Yeah, a bit of mash with like garlic butter in it. Oh,
yeah.
No,
I don't know. I wasn't that hungry today. I think the heat's knocked me around a bit. So.
How
about you, JJ? What'd you get up to?
My day was pretty chill. Eliza's still fairly sick, so I was streaming last night for a couple of hours, and then she woke up.
Mm.
So I was just chilling with her in bed. Didn't really get much sleep. And then yeah, I was just taking care of her. I'm off today because I'm working tonight because last day of the month. So I work overnight the last day of every month to do like reporting and inventory and close off labor and all that sort of stuff. So I'll be doing that on New Year's Eve as well, which is fantastic.
Oh no.
But yeah, so I was with her. My missus went to a work function last night, so she stayed in the city in a hotel, so she didn't get home until later, and then had to go to work, and then dropped Eliza off at Paige's mum's to be watched tonight, so I can go into work and stuff, and had like a 3.5 hour nap because I'm gonna bloody need
Yo,
it. So
the naps.
that's literally all I've done today.
That's clutch.
I was
We're
gonna
all
do some work
napped.
stuff.
So
Yeah.
all three daddies had a nap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was good, but yeah, no, it was pretty chill. I haven't done much at all. I would have probably liked to be a bit more productive. I had a tradie come out to look at my oven, which miraculously started working today after not working for the last 6 weeks, but that's okay.
Oh no, that's the
That's
worst, man. I
Wait, was it work?
It's working.
I hate that because one time, like, okay, so we had a washing machine, fairly new. It was under. I hate this. Why am I telling this? And it was under like warranty, so like we got it out, and it started like leaking underneath. And I kind of had a look. I have no idea what I'm doing with the washing machine. So like I lifted it, I looked at the bottom of it and stuff, and I was looking around and like, all right, we'll call this guy out because we're putting like towels underneath like to do laundry, and it's just like it's not ideal. The guy comes out and he's like, yeah, like this tube at the back is just a bit loose. Like you just need to tighten it a bit. So he tightens it and he's being a good sport about it. He's like, oh yeah, and also this, you want to clean this out, and like he's trying to just add things to it, even though he just came in, went, and then like was done. Yeah, so a bit embarrassing, but then yeah, that's I don't know. I learnt my lesson there. I'm gonna check the tubes for the washing machine.
Yeah, always read a manual or get on Google. But my
I
oven
thought
just
that-
wasn't working.
yeah.
We had those big storms, and like one of the switches tripped, and all the power upstairs turned off. And we hadn't used the oven before that because we had the air fryer. We'd only been in here a week or two.
Yeah.
And the oven just wasn't turning on. It had its own switch on the switchboard, but we're like, oh, maybe the Sparkies hooked it up wrong or whatever, and it hadn't been working. And then they came today, and it is working. So I don't know if some moisture maybe got in there and had it tripping or what, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
what
I was
happens.
tripping out.
Well, we're
Well,
we're
that was
young
cooked, mate.
dads. We're learning, right? We're still learning life. We're learning these things, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, actually, the same thing, not the same thing, but our washing machine carked it like a week ago or something. It just got to like the spin cycle, and like basically it was supposed to drain all the water out, and it wouldn't drain the water out. It'd just sit there, and then you have to keep hitting restart and restart and restart. But that was an actual valve inside the washing machine.
So that's like a
So
big
like I,
problem, yeah.
yeah, that's like you've got to like unscrew it, take it apart, and then find this like valve which opens basically all the water to go through. And it was closed; it wouldn't open up because it was like a couple of the springs were broken off it or something. So yeah,
One time, sorry.
we actually had to pay for a, a, a professional washing machine like maintenance dude to come out to fix it. It was super expensive, but it took him like 20 minutes, so it wasn't too bad.
Worth it, yeah.
Yeah.
Less work for you. Well, our washing machine probably 6 months ago wasn't working, and I couldn't work out why. Like water wasn't going through. You couldn't start a cycle. Couldn't open the door for it even. And I was like, why can you not open the fucking door? And I basically like pulled the whole thing apart. And you know how some of them in the bottom right hand corner they've got that little filter that collects all the dirt. I don't even know how the dirt gets into it, but it goes through the little holes or whatever. There was a pair of fucking underwear in there. I don't know how. I was like, how can it fit through any of these holes to get in there?
That's wild.
And I was like, Paige, I think these are yours. And she's like, what the fuck? And it literally didn't work for like a week and a half until I decided to pull it apart and look in there. I was like, what the But yeah, washing machines, technology. Am I right?
I'm scared. We have a washing machine. It's also a dryer as well. So I'm like, hoping that I'd never have to
Dryer.
pull that apart, like, because I'll have no idea what's going on there.
It's like a two-in-one
I don't know,
combo.
it's like magic, yeah. I don't know.
we have a dryer, and Paige is notoriously bad for not doing research on things before buying them. So she bought I've got 3 examples. So when Eliza was born last year, for Christmas we bought an iPad. So we're like we could just put Wiggles on that and we could keep watching TV. And she bought it. She bought it off Kogan. And it came and I've set it up and I've went to download stuff and it's like cannot download YouTube. It was a fucking first generation iPad off Kogan. So you couldn't download any apps. She didn't look it up at all.
Yeah.
We couldn't get a refund for it or anything.
Oh no.
And that was so that was the first time. The second time is the dryer, which she also bought off Kogan. She didn't realize, but it's one of the vented dryers where you've got the big ass tube cylinder that's supposed to go outside. But our laundry connects to the garage and to the bloody hallway of the house. So I'm like, how are we supposed to put this outside? So it just sits on the floor. It mostly lets out hot air. It doesn't let out water. There's a bit of condensation, so there gets a bit of water dripping on the floor. But yeah, she bought that too, thinking it would be fine, not doing her research. And then for Christmas this year for Eliza, she's like, "Oh, I bought her this little remote control, like a Mercedes, like the big ones you can sit in." And she's like, "You can control it with the steering wheel, but it's also remote controlled." And I was like, "All right, cool. I know, like it's this big ass box, whatever." Christmas Eve, I go to set it up, and it took me like an hour to put it all together because it's got a ridiculous amount of parts. And I was like, "Paige, where's the remote?" She's like, "What?" I'm like, "Where's the remote control?" She's like, "Oh no, it's in there. Read the box." I'm like, "It's not remote control. It's for 3 years and up." She's 1. She's got no way of pedaling or steering it, so it's just gonna sit in our lounge room for 2 years, other than when your kids come over and hog it.
We did see it, yeah.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, so. But yeah, she doesn't read things, so she's not really allowed to buy stuff anymore.
Sort of sounds like me a bit.
She's not
I'm
a
the
shopping
type of,
man.
No,
I'm the type of guy.
Kogan's like it's
Kogan's really good.
it's
You
good
just need to
options,
read.
but it's like it's it's a cheaper end, so it's like limited and like
Uh,
the TVs, like if you buy like a smart TV, you'll get it and it's like got all these weird apps and you can't actually get like Disney Plus or whatever, or it's
Yeah,
just
it depends on what you buy off there.
yeah.
We have a fridge, a washing machine, a dishwasher. They're all good. She just bought the wrong dryer.
Mm.
Um, we bought a phone off there one time, which was good. You just need to read stuff. But like the car was just from Big W, so I don't know how she thought it was remote control, but it was like $500 and we can't use it for probably the next 18 months until she's like cognitive enough to steer and pedal.
What
Yeah.
Paige was doing, that sort of that's like me, but not with like technology, like big things like that, but smaller things. Like if I need to buy a pair of pants or a t-shirt or a pair of shoes or something, I just go into one store, if that makes sense. Because like I'm old school. I hate if I need something, it's always I've got to go buy it now, so I actually go down to the store. Whereas I don't like buying things online because I want to try and try them on or at least put them
Mm-hmm.
over what I'm wearing. And I'll go into a store and I'll be like, all right, these are grouse. I'm going to wear them. I'm going to buy them. And then I find out, like, walking past another store, there's 50% off sale or something. Do you know what I mean? I'm never the one to go into one store and then walk out and then walk down the other side and like do the whole shopping scenario.
Nah,
I'm in
same
and
here.
out. Yeah.
Uh,
It's like I'm actually on a time limit and my time is money when realistically I've probably got like hours to shop and I just want to get in and out.
my
Yeah, I like.
wife, she takes ages. I don't know if she's listening to this, but it takes so long. Oh my lord! Like I want to get in and out as quick as I can. Maybe hit up the food court. That'd be nice. But
Yeah, good
I'm
for
kind
that.
of loyal to like one shop. Like for clothes, I mean, I either go to like I don't know, Cotton On is good because it's like cheap and it's like kind of trendy. I don't really know, but yeah, I'm just in and out, man.
I like Cotton On and JJ's, but I like Connor for a lot of shirts.
Oh yeah,
They're expensive, but they're nice shirts normally.
I went
yeah.
to Connor the other day to buy 2 pairs of dress pants because I had we went to the races for a mystery bus trip for end of year footy thingy on Saturday. And then next weekend I'm going to the races again for Christmas party for work.
Oh,
So
nice.
I was originally going to go in there buy chinos, and I like went in. I'm like, I'll just buy dress pants. It'll look nicer. So yeah, got the two. I think it was like 2 pairs for like $100 or something. Or it was like one for 70. I'm like, yeah, that's a nice little deal. But when we got to the races, we started drinking like really early. And like, you get like a group photo, like the first thing you do there, everyone's up and about, like you've had a couple beers in, Yeah. So I was like the last one there because I was buying a drink, and then like there was already like the 20 blokes up there all together. And I'm like, oh shit, I got to get in the photo really quick. So like I went down on one knee, and when I got up, grass stain. I
Uh,
literally bought it like 12
Uh,
hours, like the night before, and now like the next like after like next lunchtime, I'm at the races, grass stain on my left knee. Like, are you kidding? So
I thought you were going to say that you ripped them, so that's probably a better result. Although
yeah,
it's
not too
probably easier
bad.
to stitch them together. Hey, I don't know.
yeah.
What would be easier, getting out a grass stain or sewing them together? Probably with Tia just to sew them, right?
Depends if your washing machine's working.
Yeah, fair point. Yeah, Connor's pretty like expensive for normal clothes, but if you're looking to get suit stuff, they're pretty good compared to other
Yeah.
places. They've always
Nah,
got a deal.
it's
Always.
good.
I get all my suits from there. I really like them.
I think every shirt I own is like got a Connor tag on it because it's like, they always got deals, as you said.
Boys, this is what you got to get amongst golf shit. Golf clothes, man. I know we're like dads and stuff, but trust me, comfortable. This is so good. This is
Is it
FootJoy.
expensive?
I know they are
It is.
expensive, and I got this for free, so I can't really pump it up too much. But
I
yeah,
I saw
golf
like
shirts
a
are
pair
good.
of shoes I was walking past, and I'm like, they look cool. They got like some like gold. There's like Nike or something, and I was like, they look cool. Like, how much are they? Oh, $50. And then I looked at them a little closer, and they were like golf shoes, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't think I'm allowed to buy them unless I play golf. I don't know.
You can come play golf with
I've
us.
never played golf, man.
You can come play golf with us.
I've
What,
never
you've never
played.
played at all?
Not
Like
like mini. That's it.
mini, so not even swung a club kind of thing?
Not even no.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm
Maybe to
really
get you
shit
out there.
anyway, so
Yeah.
I've only played like maybe 4 times max, with a couple of times at the range. I need to go. I
Oh,
haven't had a hit since before the last lockdown, so
yeah. The good thing about that sport is you're always active and you're always walking. Like,
yeah.
unless you're really lazy and you get it like a buggy and you go around in the little golf cart, which is actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
But if you played a lot, like I think 9 holes averages like 7Ks or something, and then 18 holes is 15Ks, like on standard small
How
golf
long
course.
does it take?
About an hour and a half.
Depends on how
Like,
good you are.
yeah, that
Yeah, I
too.
bet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and how
Did
many
you?
beers you're drinking with your friends too. That helps.
Yeah. Did you hear about the guy Phil? I was listening to it on SEN yesterday. The bloke that broke the world
Oh, the dude who
broke the
sprinted.
world record. He played 2001 holes in 7 days.
Oh, you play. Oh no, I
They were
didn't hear about that guy.
playing 16 rounds of golf a day. So he's doing them in like an hour. He said on the last day because he didn't want to play in the dark because he had to play with the glow balls, and by that stage he had so many blisters the glow balls are like hitting rocks. So to do it, he was doing 16 holes in like 40 minutes. It was ridiculous. So he'd been practicing all year for it.
Yeah. No, I didn't hear about that. I heard about the dude that played like one round in a ridiculous song. I don't know what it was, but it was like full on running.
I'd get the record the other way.
Yeah.
The world's longest 18.
Wild songs.
You say that they walk what 15Ks. I'd probably walk 45 chasing my ball all over the
World's
place.
slowest day going over the fairways.
Yeah.
So, James, what did you get up to on the weekend?
I played cricket, and then we had a function at the cricket club.
Yeah, how'd that
Which
go?
Phil actually, it was good. Phil actually arrived too. I was about to head up there, and Phil calls me. And he's like, "Oh, how's your function going?" I'm like, "I'm not there yet. I'm about to head in." He's like, "Oh, I'm at the local pub now." He's like, "Can you want to just come get me on the way?" So I came and got him, and Phil's fucking hammered by this stage. It's like 8 o'clock at night.
I did
And
get
he's
some
like slurring his
Snapchats, yeah.
words, and he's like, "Hey, what's going on?" But no, it was really good, wasn't it? Like the cricket club function was a little bit quiet. First one of the year, first one probably in 2 years, and they probably didn't get the turnout they wanted, but once we got the music on and started to get some drinks out, it was pretty good vibes. And then we convinced everyone to come out to the local club, and yeah, made a real good night of it. I was fucking a disaster by the end of the night. I drank way too much, but it was worth it.
My bank account was like $10, $20,
Yeah.
$10, $10, $20, $10, $20. Yeah. it's
Mine
just
was
like,
more. I was buying everyone
Jeez.
drinks. Like at the cricket
yeah.
club, I was just buying rounds, and then I paid everyone's entry, and then I was expensive. It was good though.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was good to get out, and I saw heaps of people that we knew down there. It felt like we were 19, 20 again. It's good.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear about
Well,
my
I'll see you there
weekend?
this week. Yeah.
What
of
was
course.
your weekend, Hasmin?
Well, first of all, I was working early Saturday, Sunday. Saturday, I get home. I find out that the internet is down. NBN's not working, so I have to call them up. Yeah, they can't fix anything. I'm like, hey, it's down. They're like, oh yeah, let's restart it. Blah blah blah. Didn't work. They had to organize a technician to come out, which was great. And obviously, it's a weekend, so the first appointment was Monday morning. I'm working Monday morning, so I'm like, well, that's fine. Just come out. The wife should be home, because she had to go to her birth today. Well, actually last night. So it did work out. But Monday morning comes around. I'm at work and I got a missed call on my phone from the technician saying, "Hey, I knocked on the door, but no one answered." And then I'm like, "Oh no!" So I send him a text, and he's like, "Oh, I can come back." And I'm like, "My wife should be home, but she might still be asleep." So I called Soph, woke her up. I'm like, "Babe, the technician's coming in 10 minutes. You got to get up." She got up. The kids weren't up yet, so she felt robbed. She said,
What time
"Fair
was
enough."
this?
It was 8 a.m.
Oh my god, I wish I could sleep till 8 a.m.
Right, right. And then yeah, so he fixes it, and then he tells her that it looks like it's been cut. So the line's been cut. It wasn't in front of her house. It was like a few houses down, and apparently they do that. Like robbers do that to disable alarms or whatever. So they would maybe the house was going to get robbed down the street, or maybe it did. I haven't heard about it though. But yeah, we got ours back up, and it's glorious. It's good to be back online. I had like Iris one night, and I'm like, what are we gonna do, kid? There's no internet. We can't watch any cool
Stream
stuff.
Disney Plus or like.
Yeah, like because I wanted to start
Yeah.
watching Hawkeye, the
I
TV
watched
show, which I did watch one episode of today. I'm liking that. But yeah, I didn't even have like Netflix or anything. It sucked, dude. It sucked. You never realize how dependent you are on the internet until you don't have it.
Dude, I'm like, you know how like we're pretty lucky where we live, but like once a year the power might go out for like a couple of hours or something. And like as soon as the power goes out and it's dark, I'm like candlelit reading books. You know what I mean? Like if my
a
phone's
completely
dead.
different person.
Like I'm completely different. Like I could adapt to it straight away, but like if I've got power, I'm just like, playing video games. Like I would never read a book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I could
I,
just like use my
I
phone
I
kind of
missed
thing.
out on Halo Infinite weekly challenges, man. I couldn't play.
Dude, you would have
Okay.
broke.
I would sue, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty lucky. My internet provider here has been pretty good, but when I was at my old house with Dodo, they had outages all the time. And what they would do, right, is there'd be an outage and it'd be random because of the weather. And this would be at like 8 o'clock in the morning. At lunchtime, I would get an email saying their scheduled maintenance for like 4 hours earlier. So they'd just lie
Yeah,
to
yeah.
say that like they had planned to do it the whole time, but like their internet crashed. I was like, are you serious? It
Just
happened
trying to
all
cover
the time.
trying to
Yeah.
cover their ass, yeah.
Yeah, really
Yeah.
bad.
My internet provider is pretty good. I never get cut out or anything, or it drops out, or maintenance or anything. It's pretty
Who
standard.
you
The only
boys
problem
with?
is, I'm with IronNet, I think.
I've been with them. They're good. I'm TPG
Yeah.
right now.
Aussie broadband.
Actually, no,
They're really
I am
good.
with
Heard they're
TPG.
good
Sorry.
too. You're
Yeah, they're
TPG?
really good. Really good. They do
Yeah.
good speeds. But I'm
Yeah.
Opticom. I'm not normal NBN.
What you
No, 'cause
got? What
Apparently
you
their NBN's
rocking?
really good too.
What are you
My
rocking?
speed,
Yeah.
I get up to like 1,000 down.
Yeah, this guy's nuts.
Like I'll do a speed test right now. Tell you.
Yeah.
Well, Brad's
1,000?
streaming right now as well,
Yeah.
and now I'm obviously doing
That's-
this. I'll tell you what I get.
No, I actually am with TPG. Sorry, I lied. Because when I moved back in to the house that I am now, we originally had IronNet. That's who my mum was with. But I made her transfer over because she was paying way too much money for it. So now TP. Look at your fucking little spooky face, you and your bloody big balls internet. What are you rocking? Come on, tell
It's
us.
still testing. Sorry, I can't say it. It's got a 2 millisecond ping.
There you
Oh
go.
yeah, yeah. What the heck?
My download dropped in at 692.24.
6 9.
But Brad's streaming, so it's normally faster. Like it's having a bad day.
What's your uppie though?
Right now it's at 40.
Oh,
Yeah, while Brad's
grouse,
streaming,
man.
while I'm doing all this, yeah, it's really good.
Well, look at
We
your
pay
cam quality.
we pay 100.
The heck?
We pay 149 a month, but obviously me and Brad go halves in it, so it's less than what I was paying when I was on my own anyway. Really good.
That's no complaints there. It's incredible.
No, it's very good. It's exactly what we sort of needed. That was probably the biggest concern of us moving in together. If we were both going to stream.
Why do you have like that, whatever that is, Opticom?
It's the area.
Just
So
lucky?
it's yeah, so this whole area is like Opticom.
Some
So
people win the
basically it's
lottery,
whole
some
North
people
State.
just
And it's fiber to the premises as well. Obviously, a lot of people get like fiber to the curb or whatever. This is like straight to the house. But yeah, Opticom's like a private network, so they own all the area out here. It's basically NBN, but it's their own like cables that run a lot faster. They can get higher speeds, and then they
And they do
have
it, yeah.
providers that come and provide
That's
faster
nice.
speeds for it.
Phil, didn't you have
Aussie
like
Broadband still do big speeds for NBN as well, though. They still do the 1,000 down, I think, or
oh
at
really?
least
But
500 or
you're
something. Yeah,
paying
Kogan
like
do
a
1,000
ton,
down.
yeah?
150. It's not. It's $50 more for like 10 times the speed. So I guess it just depends on whether you can afford it and what your situation's like and if you need it. Like realistically, you don't
No
need
one
700
needs that.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need the upload more than the down. But I mean, when Vanguard came out, I downloaded it in 5.5 minutes, so that was pretty good.
Oh, I hate you.
So that it has its perks with stuff like that. And like when my mum's here and Paige is here, if they're watching Netflix and Brad's streaming and I'm streaming and like whatever, there's never going to be an
No
issue.
issues.
Yeah, it's gross. Like a lot of America already has like I forget what
Yeah,
they
that's
have.
their whole like NBN.
They got
They've-
gigabit or something. That's what they call it. It's like
That's-
1,000 up, 1,000 down. It's crazy, man.
that's what NBN should be. But Tony Abbott, when they did the NBN launch out here, he cheaped out on it.
Yeah, he said shit happens.
So we don't. Yeah, so we don't get. He literally said shit happens. Flog. So we don't get basically as much as we could get. So and I guess for them to change it now would be a lot of work. So
You know what I found really funny when it was ScoMo, I think, when the fires were going on, and like he just pissed off to Hawaii or whatever, and then like in the news you got Tony Abbott like in a full fire suit with like a fire hose, like spraying fires, and he's like Tony Abbott helping fight the fires, and it's just like that's so funny that it's like turned around like that. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I remember that. Still doesn't make me like him, but that's okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think ever since the fires happened, that was was that 2019? Or was that 2020? Like early in 2020?
The fires.
Yeah, was that
early 2020.
Yeah, so basically
So there
since
was
the
fires,
fires
COVID.
and then the COVID happened, we haven't had a prime minister since, when you think about it. Like we've been governed by our own local government the whole time.
Kind of. I don't get into politics, man. It's like
Yeah,
it's
I actually
so
don't know anything
boring.
about it.
Yeah.
It's
We should
probably
talk
not
about it
the
though.
place for it anyway.
We should talk about it like a lot though.
Okay.
So when we were doing washing machine talk, Soph sent me a text message because she was watching. She's like, "Babe, you're talking about washing machines. Move it along," with a laughing, crying face. I don't know if you
I was
noticed
thinking
before, but that's why I was laughing.
Clothes, when we're talking about clothes, I was sort of like, oh, we've sort of hit a.
I got a topic idea.
Fashion zone. Oh, sorry, I just got an Australia Post notification. My delivery from
Ooh.
Scorptech Computers is on the way.
Let's go.
So now I got that.
Please explain.
3. I got
What you got coming?
Oh,
Wait,
oh.
which one is that? So you
all
got
my
your
Scorptech
PC.
stuff is on the way.
You got a brand new PC
so
coming.
I got all my PC stuff over Black Friday sales. Probably saved $800-900 probably over the weekend, which was grouse. What I have on the way is my CPU. This is what's been delivered or being delivered so far. CPU, RAM, motherboard, graphics card, and I reckon that's my PC case. Oh no, it's not. Where is that from? I don't even know what this one is. It doesn't say the company, which makes me think it will be my power supply because it was from M-Wave who dogged me sick on Friday.
What power supply you get? Do you get a well-known one?
Yeah, I did. It's
Didn't cheap out or anything?
No. It was a good one.
Didn't,
Are you gonna-
didn't give me a vote of
not
confidence
super
there.
expensive, but
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah.
Nah, it was the one that like when I got the recommended build
Yeah,
from
all
a
good.
friend.
Yeah.
It was that one.
Sweet.
So it was like $200.
Yeah, that's decent price. Are you gonna put it all together?
Yes, he is.
You're
Yeah,
not?
I'm coming.
No,
We're going around his
build it.
house, and we're gonna make a day of
Alright.
it.
Look,
Yeah, if I get
you
help,
do it-
I'll contribute, but nah, I will fuck it up.
if you do a bit of research, it's actually not too hard.
Did you even
Like,
put
I
yours together,
remember-
Phil?
My brother
What did you
started
watch?
it, and then because I spent like 3 hours of watching YouTube videos and watching him over and over and over and over again, and he's like starting to put stuff together, and then I was like, no, it's not it. You got to do it this way. And then I did like putting like stuff on the motherboard and everything. And when it came to connecting the cables, I had no idea. Like the power,
Yeah,
like which one went to that one and that one. I was just like, by that time, I was 4 beers deep, and he was doing it all for me.
I would not be drinking while putting my PC together. That's
Oh
for
no,
sure.
we had a great time. Yeah,
just,
I,
just put the drink like on top of the motherboard. No worries. Sit
yeah.
there.
Liquid cooling.
Yeah, exactly.
I would love to learn, but I definitely wouldn't be putting this one together myself. I just
You
think
should.
that you spend spend $3,000 or whatever. In the end, I probably spend about $3,000 or just over on it. I'd hate to
What do
fuck
you
something up.
What do you plan on
So-
doing then? So you're getting all the parts to your house, and then you're gonna give it to someone else.
Yeah, my friend said he'd help me,
Oh, okay.
and so did you as well.
Wait.
But yeah, no, I'll figure something out. I don't know. But yeah, I'd just be really nervous of fucking it up.
I helped put Kobe's, my next door neighbors, old next door neighbors,
Yeah, he was
together.
saying that.
I've built 2 of my own, and they're working, so I feel
Yeah.
qualified.
I actually saw Kobe on Saturday.
Did ya?
Yeah, I went to cricket and I was warming up, and he was just running laps and kicking the footy, just doing his extra pre-season work with some girl. And I was like, as I live and breathe.
What are you doing
Oh,
here?
Michael Jamison.
Yeah.
But I ran into him. But I was talking to him before I bought my PC anyway, because we were talking about like what he's got and all that
Yeah,
sort of
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And speaking of new parts, is that a new microphone? I see.
It is a new microphone.
Yes. Copied me much?
Yeah, it looks a little bit familiar. It's the same as Aaron's. The Elgato Wave 3. Got it for $100 off, which is a great deal. I think probably for full price I would have just got the Wave 1, because from what I've read, they don't really do much different other than the mute button on top is just a tap rather than a button, which I accidentally muted on my stream last night because I forgot. But
Yeah, capacitive. If you
I was
brush
gonna
over
try
it.
ages.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I've got the shock mount and the pop filter for it and everything coming as well. I'm just waiting for that to
Oh,
get
you got
delivered.
them
Maybe
as
that-
well.
Yeah, I bought those. I had a JB Hi-Fi gift card and stuff, so I just got those while they
Sweet.
were on special.
They're
They were
pretty
like
slick.
$20 off each of them. Yeah.
They're pretty
Well, this
slick.
is just so clunky. Like,
Yeah.
whereas that's
And then
so
you got like a
clean.
clean looking like little bloop.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't have a shock mount on this at the moment, but I mean, was that bad?
Didn't even really hear anything.
I got a little
I
bit.
don't know.
It wasn't
Yeah.
bad. Yeah.
It'll be better with it. So, but yeah, I was like, if you're gonna get it, what's an extra $40? Because it was
Yeah.
on special for the shock mount and stuff. So that should come soon. And basically, the only other I bought all the stuff for my PC now, so I need to get another SSD and some RAM, which I bought yesterday or today. Today.
Did you get NVMe at all?
Yeah.
SSD?
Yeah.
You got one of those? Okay, sweet.
Yeah, that's for your operating system.
Yeah, it's just like a different
I got a
different type. It's not
250
one of these. It's like a little stick.
Yeah, the little stick. Yeah, I wasn't too sure what the difference was, but I thought it was quicker. So I got that for my operating system, and then I got the SATA for my SATA for my bigger 2 terabyte. I was gonna end up cheaping out on a 1 terabyte, but I was like, might as well just get a 2 now, and then you don't have to worry about deleting shit. I was like, I'm already spending the money, so what's the point?
Yeah, you spend
Now
the
I just
money
need to
while you
get
have it.
monitor arms. Monitor
arms. Mate, you're gonna have a pimpin' set up in no
And
time.
my desk is so clunky at the moment, and I can't fit all this shit on there. So.
You're gonna have to get a splurge, get a new chair, get a nice
I don't need a new
paint the
chair.
green
It's
wall.
Beginning
I've
to
New
got-
headphones.
see my- no,
Crisp,
the
man.
camera's not showing it. I've got dots on my desk over here, on my wall. Sorry, and I'm gonna drill I got a shelf that I need to drill in and get some lights on it and some
Ooh.
cool stuff. I bought a PlayStation logo light, but it's not as good as I thought. So I'm gonna go buy something else. It came out looking really shit. So
Boys, I want your opinion on something. You may have
Ah.
seen it on Instagram. What do you think of this bad boy?
yeah, I really like it.
Oh yeah.
The Nerf, a Halo assault rifle Nerf gun, painted, custom Sharpie paint job. I'm proud of this bad boy.
Nah, it came out really good.
Mate, that's so good. It needs to be nerfed.
Oh. No, I'm
when you
yeah.
complete the collection, are you gonna do like this big Sharpie Wars live action live stream or some shit? Someone's gonna run around with a full camera, live stream a little Nerf fight.
That'd be cool. I was thinking of doing like a first person view, of like me run around with this thing. I don't know what I would do, but
Oh, I know what
You
you
get
need to
with
do. Yes, run around like have like a mounted like GoPro on your head or something, and then just like throughout a week, just like start recording, and then just like slide cancel around the corner.
Yeah.
And head.
well,
Slide cancel. I would love.
yeah,
I would love to see you do that.
yeah, that would be fantastic. And then like maybe like a dolphin dive onto the couch, and then get Violet like she's like playing Minecraft or something. Like I don't know.
just bah, bah.
Yeah.
Hit it with one of those. Yeah. No, the ideas are flowing in my head. We have like 9 days until Halo Infinite and like the big stream, so I'm excited.
Ooh,
That
It's
is
gonna be
exciting,
around
yeah.
30 hours, I think. So,
dude, what are you
You're
gonna
just gonna
do
stay
for
up
like
straight?
prep wise?
2 questions at once. What was that?
Sorry, you go, Phil.
What are you gonna do prep wise so you can get through it? Like,
So, I'll be waking up at 4:30 a.m. So I'll just be going to bed like kind of like early, like normal for like an early shift for me. So I'll try to get a bit more extra sleep. I'll stock up on some energy drinks, I think. Just have a few around. And then I'll just go for it, man.
yeah.
I'm a born gamer. I'll be ready. I'll be able to get through it.
Are you gonna have a break where you're just gonna chill out and do something else, or just
Yeah.
flat out game the whole time?
Well, I have Channel Point Redemption right now. It's like a community challenge on the Twitch page, and it's me like singing an entire song in that if they hit the goal. And I mean, there's gonna be some times where we're just chilling, but yeah, I'm gonna be playing the heck out of the game. It's gonna be pretty exciting. Yeah.
We get 7 days till Warzone Pacific, so that's probably our big thing upcoming.
Yeah.
Or 7 or 6 or 7 days or something like that.
You guys, you Vanguard boys have early access? Do they?
Yeah, 1 day actually. I forgot about that. So 5
Just
days.
5?
Yeah, I did forget about that.
Nice. I'm excited for that. Obviously, kind of overlaps with my excitement for Halo, which kind of sucks. But maybe maybe in that stream I'll play like a game of the new Pacific map if it's good. Yeah.
I was lurking in the stream before the podcast started, and someone brought up baby stories.
Okay. Yeah. I actually wrote
Yeah.
that down. I wrote babies being born because
Yeah.
I just realized we all have like
Your missus that said that, Phil?
yeah
When
Yeah.
you say someone,
someone special.
Someone chopped their whole hair off.
some person. Wait,
Some
what?
lady. Yeah, she chopped her hair off today.
Oh, did she?
Like full on get rid
Like
of all
full
of it.
shaved or?
Yeah. No, just to here. She asked for it just above the shoulders, and then she's like, "It's so short." I'm like, "Tia, it's just above the shoulders. It's what you want."
Yeah, you can't be any clearer than that, can you?
Yeah.
I need a haircut. I'm gonna go get one tomorrow or the day after.
I need one too, man. My daughter needed a haircut as soon as she came out. She had like long
So did mine, actually.
long ass hair, yeah. So
Well,
we'll talk about our baby's been born because that's a pretty dope topic. I'll talk about my first. I'll talk about them both. I remember Violet when she came. Like we were super scared, obviously. Like didn't know what was going on. The wife, or girlfriend at the time, had what you call it, big needle, epidural. So yeah, and she ended up having like problems, like nerve problems. You guys know she couldn't walk for a little bit. So that was a nightmare. But yeah, I don't know. It just kind of looks. It just kind of feels like it's so long ago now. I remember it just being tired, being like really happy, Um, I was actually sick. I actually got like a case of oral thrush when my daughter was born, like which is like yeah, it's like fuzziness on your tongue and like a the worst sore throat I've ever had. And like it wasn't like a quick fix. I had to go to the doctor because we were already at the hospital because I stayed overnight. Um, and then I got a prescription just like downstairs or whatever, and ended up taking it. That cleared up a few days after. But I remember I always tell everyone this because I got a good look of the whole thing. Right? I was like, I was
Yeah.
front on because I want to have a good look. I was like, yeah, why not? Might as well. I'm not gonna pass out or anything. And I always describe it to people as a shotgun wound between like the legs. That's always stuck with me. I don't know why I say that because it's so graphic to say, and it's so like that's what it was. There was so much blood, and then there was just like a baby's head with tuft of hair. I remember the midwife just playing with like her hair while she was like halfway out, and I was like, "What are you doing?" She was like, "Oh,
Mhm.
look at the hair," and then yeah, it was just crazy. And then Iris, the second one, she was like super quick, no epidural. My wife did it with no pain, um, medication at all. And then we were like in and out. We felt like pros. Um, yeah, and then we had like our family was complete, as they say. Yeah.
Now, yeah. Do you want to go, Phil, or
Yeah, all right. So with Claire, Tia had, I think, like, she had this problem where like she was too itchy and she couldn't sleep and she lost like all, um, she didn't lose all, but like she had no, what's kind of word? She had no energy, sort of thing. So she was always tired and lethargic, and because she was so itchy, so she had to get induced.
Mm.
So she got induced, and then basically broke her waters and did all that fun stuff. And then she was in labor for ages, I reckon about 12 hours, and then she was in a fair bit of pain. Then she had the epidural, but what happened when she had the epidural was she lost the urge to push, and because she'd been in labor for that long, there was like a bit of a scare sort of thing. And so we actually thought that for a second that she might have to have a C-section. So it was like 3 a.m. They called like the emergency nurses to come in. They took her into like the operating room kind of thing. And then like she's straight in there, like number one priority. And then I'm like, you got to get suited up in like the gown sort of outfit sort of thing. So I'm sitting there in like the gown, like don't know what to do because the nurse said that she was going to come grab me like when it was like ready, like, got everything set up or whatever. And it was like 10, 15 minutes later and they just forgot about me. And here's Tia like trying to give birth. She got like the urges to push again or whatever. And I'm like, I'm just gonna walk in there because no one went and grabbed me. So I walk into the room, they're like, oh yeah, we forgot about you. So walk up to the table and then the midwife's there like holding her hand, comforting her, and like I didn't really, but I felt like I gave her a hip and shoulder, like it's just my job,
Yeah, that's
like
so good.
like this is my hand. So um, so I was holding her hand and everything. So within a split second of like, it was a bit nerve wracking, like with the whole, was she gonna have a C-section? Is the baby safe? All that sort of thing. And when she came out, just burst into tears. I just lost the plot. So it was kind of cool. And we had a tiny scare with Claire. She like she was feeding and then she stopped breathing for a little bit, so she had to go in the little incubator. And then regulated her temperature and everything was fine in the end of it. So yeah, that was sort of like a big whole ordeal, and you didn't know what was going to happen. And then the second one was Samuel. Same thing what you sort of said, sort of in and out. That was sort of the gist of it. It was sort of in there. It was, I think T actually got induced for Sam as well, but basically it was like over within 2 hours. Wasn't a full day. I remember getting abused a lot by TR, which was pretty funny to like look back at it because we were still pretty young and like, normally like when someone's giving birth, it's all like loving and everything. And I'm just trying to give Terry advice and he's like just full on getting into me, like
Mm.
shut up, no matter what you do, you're not helping. And the midwife's just like didn't know what to do. Yeah, it was kind of funny, but yeah, Sam was all healthy and big boy, and yeah, it was kind of cool, man. Like
That's
yeah,
cool.
Good stuff.
yeah, sort of similar stories, but different in a sense, I guess.
Yeah.
How about you, Big Daddy JJ?
Mine's your two partners are gonna hate mine. Um, so I probably have to go back a little bit for pages. So obviously ours was all through COVID and pregnancy, birth, everything. And we actually thought she was in labour on grand final day last year. We were tracking her contractions, and they were like close. We didn't think they were Braxton Hicks, but Paige was like, I want to watch the footy. Let's watch the whole footy, and then we'll call the doctors and go to the doctors. And so whatever, we went down there, and hours later, her contractions were like 5 minutes apart, and they're like, no, you're not in labour. Get out, piss off, come back later. And we're like, okay, no worries. So that would have been in like October. Eliza wasn't born until the 9th of November, so she obviously wasn't in labour, but she had gestational hypertension for basically the whole pregnancy, which is high blood pressure, to not talk like a nerd. And so that was always a bit of a concern. She was on a little bit of medication, and they were constantly monitoring her. They thought she had, oh my God, I can't believe I can't think of the word now. There's a term, and like they check for protein in the urine and stuff. I literally can't think of it. If Tia or Sophia there, hopefully they can comment it. But they kept saying she didn't have it, but her blood pressure was bad all the time. And then, so Eliza was born on the Monday. On the Friday, she had a midwife checkup at the local, and they were like, okay, did some tests and sent her home. And they called her on the Saturday, and we were out looking to buy a new TV. We were getting a big TV, and they called her Saturday, and they were like, we want to come in and check your blood pressure again. It's on the high side. Can you come in today? And she's like, oh, no, I can't come in today. I'll come in tomorrow. And she hung up, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing? She's like, I really want to buy a TV. She had her priorities in check, obviously. So we didn't even end up buying a TV. But the next day I drop her at the doctor's, and I went back to my mum's house to mow her lawn. And my mum's, and I get a phone call, and she's like, oh, you need to get to the hospital like now. They're going to induce me. And I was like, fuck. And she's like, they're going to induce me tomorrow. And I was like, tomorrow? I was like, that's Brad's birthday. She's like, yeah, they said we could do it tomorrow or come back tomorrow. They could induce me, like start inducing me now, or we can come back tomorrow and do it. And I was like, so what you're saying is like you gave them the option. It was something like that. It was something funny that she made it happen on Brad's birthday. But so I went in, and like I was running through Coles like a madman buying all these snacks. I was literally like shoulder charging people because I had to get there to get a COVID test before 3 o'clock when they get sent off, because otherwise I couldn't be there. So I'm like running through Coles like a fucking madman, getting all this stuff, and I get there and we get COVID tested and whatever. And they tried to do, I can't remember if either of you said that Tia was induced, I think. So they have like a balloon that they can put into a woman's lady parts, and that's one way of inducing them. They couldn't get it in, so then they did this like hormone they like put in, and that was the Sunday night. And that was the worst night of my life. Like Paige was just sulking constantly, like writhing in pain. I'm sleeping on the floor basically, and she's she's in a lot of pain. They're giving her morphine and stuff, and it didn't really help. But we got through the night, and then in the morning they're like, all right, well we'll break your waters now. This is like 8 o'clock in the morning. So they broke her water, and then she was in a lot of pain, and they gave her an epidural. She still wasn't fully dilated, but they gave her the epidural, and so she got some sleep. And she woke up from her sleep, and here's me sitting with my phone on the desk. I'm eating some roast lunch, and I'm just crouched over watching the the local state cricket, and all the nurses are there watching the cricket with me. And Paige is like, "Hello," and then so she finally got dilated enough to push, and with the epidural, she literally was like in no pain. She pushed for 50 minutes. They actually told her to stop pushing because Eliza just sort of ended up coming out on her own. So it was like a ridiculously
clawed away out.
easy. It was ridiculously easy. So like a lot of mums are like, really jealous when she says that. But we were pretty lucky. Obviously, it was a bit stressful at times because of the blood pressure and stuff, and we ended up going home and having to come back because Paige's blood pressure was again through the roof, and she got all dizzy and stuff. But yeah, like the actual birth part of it was really easy. 50 minutes. They were like, I can't believe how little you had to push. She like didn't have pain. The only awkward thing was as she was pushing, she kept yelling at me because I had a really bad habit of being like, "You're doing killing it, keep going, babe." And she's like, "Don't say you're killing it." And I was like, "Yeah, bad choice of words. Really bad choice of words." But I was like, "You're doing a really good job." So that
Oh
was
no.
probably the bad part. And she just liked Paige liked the midwife a hell of a lot more than me. I wasn't. Yeah, she loved the midwife, but if I
Yeah.
tried to encourage her, I copped it.
I
But
felt
I think that's
useless,
probably
man.
pretty common. Yeah, it's really hard. It's hard to like graphically. I watched as well, Aaron. So like
Like I was just
watching it
chilling.
was actually really nice. But yeah, it's kind of hard to know what to do. Do you like put an arm on them? Do you say something? Like it's a tough position to be in because you feel like if you say something, you just feel a little bit condescending, and if you don't say something, you're just an asshole. So it's like
Just cop the
you can't
heartbreak.
I was just
win.
there. I
Yeah.
was just there. Like kind of my whole life with my wife. I'm just
At
there.
least you didn't say
I'm
you're
there,
killing
right?
it. At least you didn't say you're killing it.
Yeah.
You're killing it,
You
babe.
just gotta sit there and cop the hand
Stop.
squeeze. I reckon.
But it was grouse, and then like obviously, I thought I'd get to hold her really quick, but Paige got to hold Eliza for like 2 hours, and I was like, "Come on, it's my turn." But she was like holding her neck up the first like as soon as she was born, she's like holding her neck up and like looking around, and the nurses are like, "What the fuck is like?" And she had all this really long hair, and I was like, "This like man child's come out."
So
Holding her neck up.
how old were we then? Phil, how old were you?
Me,
You
I
were
was
24,
21. I
21.
was 21 and 23, 24 for Sam. 24 for Sam, yeah. But I was nearly 22 for Claire. So
So I was bloody 19.
yeah,
So I
that's
was just like,
crazy.
I don't know. I wouldn't be much different now, but I was just like, I was just standing there, like in the corner of the room, like, hey. Yeah,
Well, I
but
was 23. This was last year, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I wouldn't change it. I just kind of wish it was a bit more cruisy. Now that the girls are here, can one of you just tell me what it's called with like the protein and the blood pressure and stuff? I can't think of the word, like it's tip of my tongue. The medical
What?
condition when you're pregnant. What is it
So, like,
called? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, but
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
mm,
But it turns out she had that, and that's why we're like back in hospital again. But Eliza was fine, like no issues with her. She was like ready to go. She was just shitting in the hospital cot and doing
Oh,
whatever. Preeclampsia, that's the one. Preeclampsia is the one.
preeclampsia.
Yeah, that's what she had.
So I think you said Eliza was like shitting in the cot or something. Claire got let out of hospital and then she had to go back in for jaundice.
Oh yeah.
And I think like the first night back, she was in that little incubator thing, just keeping her all nice and healthy. And I just thought in the middle of the night I'd just check her out and go change her bum. So as you do, you get it's like the two little slots where you get gloves on. You got to put your hands in there so they stay in there, and you're sitting there trying to change the nappy and everything. Undo it, take the old nappy out, go to put the new nappy in. As I put my hand in, explosion poos. I mean, like 3 a.m. incubator covered in poo. Like it just happened to happen at that stage, all over my right arm, just like
Oh,
just
was
like
it? Oh, was it like still like greenish or?
yeah, like full on newborn. Like I
Nah.
didn't even think like a 1 week-old baby could even do that. But yeah, she managed to do that. So
Was this the first night? Or was this
when
when
we
they were
went
back?
back, yeah, when we went back because she had
No.
jaundice. So
I couldn't even stay the first night because of the restrictions. I had to leave within like a couple of hours of Eliza being born. But it was like that day was the day the restrictions eased. So then the hospital board got the approval, and then I was able to stay after that. But yeah, the first day I had to go home, and I was like the next day I was only allowed back once visiting hours started and stuff. I did have to go home because my PS5 got delivered that week, so I had to go home for a couple of hours anyway and hang around for it to arrive.
Hang around for a
went
couple
fine.
extra hours after that.
Yeah, I just set it up and started downloading stuff, and then I went back. It's okay.
yeah,
I remember staying overnight, and we got like a double bed, and it would have been great, really, but I had such a crap time. As I said, I had like a sore throat, oral thrush situation, and that was like the baby was great. You know, she had a bit of jaundice, so she was in that little blue pod as well for a bit.
Yeah.
I forget how many days we were in there for, but it was like a couple. But it was mainly because Soph's complications with her leg. She was in a wheelchair, and like I'd help her shower, like wheel her to like the chair in the shower and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
like the easiest parts of the babies usually. That's what I find.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you see plenty of people who don't have it easy. So I'm very glad I'm not in that position. I
Yeah.
feel very bad for them, but yeah, grateful for mine being pretty cruisy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
All right. Well, you two both have 2 kids. Next part of the podcast, who's your favorite?
Well,
my
no, I'm
dogs.
just kidding.
I say my
Your
dogs.
dog.
Nah,
Yeah.
I have a favorite boy and a favorite girl.
Yeah, that's what my dad used to say too.
I can't say that. I can't say that.
My dad used to say, "You're my favorite oldest son, and you're my favorite youngest son." And now there's 3 of us and a girl, so it's a bit harder for him. Now I'm his favorite middle son, but we all know the real truth.
Yeah. Uh,
Okay.
yeah. How did you pull up Sunday, James?
Uh,
James?
He's shaking his
I was
head.
shaking my head.
You're like,
Um,
no, just not.
Nah, I was
No,
better than I thought I was gonna be.
Yeah.
But Paige woke me up because she wanted to go get Eliza. But on the way home I got some Maccas, and I never throw up, right? Like I drink, you know how much I drink. I drink a ridiculous amount and don't throw up. I reckon I ate the burger too quick and it got stuck in my throat and it made me throw up. Like I walked off to the toilet and I just got it all up. Paige is just listening, eating her Maccas, and I'm like
Oh.
spewing my guts up. She was unbothered. She was pissed. But I think that made me feel a bit better. I was still seedy, sick in the stomach, and pretty tired. But I thought I was going to be a lot worse because I had a hell of a lot to drink, like a lot.
Yeah.
By the end of it, I don't really know, but I spent like $500. So
Jesus.
Why do you just do that to yourself? You know, like
I had a good time. I don't think about it in the moment.
Do you always regret it, or you one of the
No,
guy
never.
that never regrets it? Like in the morning you're feeling crap. And
I
you're
didn't
like, oh, I'm
regret it
never drinking again.
I didn't regret it Sunday because it's like we've been in lockdown for 2 years. I've got a 1-year-old. First time me and Paige going out, basically, other than your wedding. And at your wedding, I probably couldn't get to that state because Paige was well beyond that. And like it was good to go out with all the boys and stuff. So no, I was okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
I copped a mad heat stroke because at the races during the day, we didn't know we were actually going there. I had an idea that we were going there, but I didn't actually know. So the whole day didn't have any sunscreen, and once you start drinking, you don't take notice of it. So just like sitting trackside, watching the horses come through, sitting in line buying a drink the whole day in the sun, and then by about 4 or 5 o'clock, I got one of my friend's hats, and sort of paraded that around the whole day. But by that time, I was already you know, red as anything. So I woke up the next morning. I had a bit of a hangover. Like I wasn't throwing up or anything, but just the heat stroke got me. Like I reckon since then, I reckon I've drinking maybe 10, 12 liters of water in the last like 2 or 3 days with the amount of work and stuff just to try and rehydrate myself. So yeah. Aaron's just
Fully
sitting there like,
recovered.
I picked him up, and he's like, "I need to keep wearing this hat so I don't get more sunburn." I'm like, Aaron, I'm like, Phil, it's 8:30 at night. It's really dark. It's like pitch black. He's like, I'm going to get sunburnt.
no, I started calling myself a Swiss cowboy. So yeah. Play a bit of Warzone.
I
You'll
wasn't comfortable
understand that
going to pick up
reference.
my car the next day at all.
No.
Nah.
Oh yeah, you did do that. You
I
dropped
went
us off
really
there.
went at like lunchtime, and I was like, nah, I shouldn't be driving.
And here's
And then
us.
I went and got a HSP, but
Yeah.
that was good.
Here's us like getting on the beers, and there's Aaron, like, oh, sorry, Sharpie, going the game. You been in the game lately?
I was supposed to go today, but as I said, it was a bad day. Too serial
Ah.
kind of day, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're at an hour, boys. We're at an hour. Time to wrap up the podcast, I think.
Kicking us out.
Absolutely. Thank you to everyone who's listening, who's watching on Twitch, who's watching or listening on YouTube. Appreciate it. Thank you, boys, for joining me. JChal22, check him out. SupaPhill, check him out, guys. I think we're signing off now. Have a good time, and we'll see you next week, Tuesday.
So long. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye bye.